Tim, I know it had to be a frustrating night. You leave runners on all night, and then all of a sudden you win it like that in a flash. What's the feeling like afterwards?
Well, I mean, it's a good feeling as far as the outcome is concerned. I don't think there's any doubt about that. And you have to play a complete game. You know that. I mean, there's a lot of times where you can play 3/4 of a game and not play very well and still come out on the winning side. And I think the reason we were able to do that was the pitching. I mean, pitching kept us in it, and that was really the deal. I mean, we kept them from scoring just as much. That Futrell start was good. As you said, guys on base most of the night. At least in first and second, no outs, bases loaded, no outs. Yeah, that's tough. Kids feel that too, and pressing a little bit. But at the same time, you've got to give credit to Michigan because in those high temperature situations, they pitched out of it, and that's a credit to their pitching. I thought they were really good.
How did you see, Tate's approach in his last at bat with 2 outs there?
Well, it was a little bit calmer than that, but I think he was aggressive. I just think he was aggressive to the ball and just wanted to make something happen. I mean, Tate's that type of kid. He's a very inspirational kid. He's a very positive kid. It's just, as I told the boys, it's good to have 2 4-year guys on the front end and the back end of that particular situation. So good for Tate. He's a quality guy.
How'd you like the approach in the ninth? Because you had some good pitch takes and things like that to set that up.
Yeah, I think there were some good approaches during the course of the night until we got guys on base. But I thought the last inning was solid. Bolger did a nice job of getting to first base. Keegan did a good job on 2 strikes there and just getting the ball into the outfield. And then, of course, Tate swing. But a little bit of fortune. But at the same time, sometimes that's what you need.
So, on Futrell, what did you see out of him today starting against, probably the best team that he's faced this season?
Strikes with several pitches. I think that's kind of him. He's a poised kid for a young kid, and he does a good job. I think he probably took us as far as he needed to during that time. We didn't give him great help that one particular inning, but I think outside of that, Devin pitched well.
Was there anything said in the dugout going to the ninth? Did it seem like kind of another one of those situations where guys were on base, 2 outs left, or did it just kind of happen?
Well, I'm not there, but you can feel the dugout. I mean, they're working it, working as best they possibly can. I mean, at that point, you just want to keep the line moving. You just want to get to the next base. That's all. We don't need any big hits. I mean, Tate's hit was big, but I think sometimes you get in those situations and you try to do too much. You try to lift the ball at the ballpark, try to drive the ball in the gap when really all you need is just good, solid contact. But I just credit the guys who got those hits during that time.
That's 13 in a row. That's hard to do anytime, anywhere. What's that say about the way your team's playing right now?
To play it not 13 in a row. I think and I didn't know that. I did, but I didn't. It's like you get into these situations, Chris, and it's just like you got to stay so localized in what you're doing and just play the game for what it is. I mean, if you're fortunate enough to win a few, then that's great, but really what you're doing is just chasing good baseball. If we play good baseball on the pitching side, the defensive side, help ourselves, and then offensively, if we're getting better, then the outcomes are what they are. Sometimes they don't want to always go our way, but tonight they did. So we're just fortunate.
How you feeling about getting Nick back this weekend?
I don't know. That's a good question. I mean, I think because he's in the situation that he's in, I know one thing we're not going to do is not press any quick buttons. We're going to make sure that he's completely healed. Those oblique situations are very tricky, so it's he's doing okay. He worked hard yesterday, threw the ball a little bit, but we're just going to have to kind of wait and see.
When a guy's pitching the way Devin is, and you got some time between now and the end of the weekend, does that make him an option, or do you, if Nick's not available, do you keep him in that role where it's working for him?
I don't know. That's a good question. I think, in the past we've tried to keep that guy in that role and just ride that out. The 4-man staff serves you well, but you know what? If a guy gets injured, then you have to make some adjustments. So we'll do it. I couldn't sit here right now and tell you what we're going to do, though, whether that's replay Grayson Moore or what have you. I just don't know. So we'll have to figure it out. I know we're starting McElvain on Friday, and that's probably where it starts and ends right now.
All right, thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Thanks, Tim.